Good morning, everyone. Boy, I tell you what, you fellas dress up pretty good this morning. We're looking good. Thank you for coming this morning as we go over our agenda for August 18th. Boy, where's the year gone? It's already middle of August. But as you know, we're still under the phase 2 restrictions on the COVID things, and we're going to do exactly what we've been doing. I have the invocation today. Commissioner Pate has the Pledge of Allegiance, and we have the approval of the minutes from August 6th, and discussion and adjustment of agenda. Mr. Honeycutt.
There is no adjustment at this time.
Okay. That's good.
And if you like, I'll go ahead. First on the agenda is our special presentation. This is Julio Garrido. He is in charge of our GIS within the county. He's done an incredible job working on a program that he has written himself to track sex offenders within and violent crime within Wayne County. So he's going here to do a presentation on that.
Okay.
And then next will be our public comment section. Then we'll have the appointment committee.
And we do have several items this morning.
And then we would have our consent agenda. And we'll start with budget amendments, and I'll turn that over to Allison.
Budget amendments start on page 7 with the Board of Elections. We are requesting to anticipate and appropriate telephone charges of $6,280. This was an expenditure that is part of their operations, but it was not budgeted for in their departmental budget. We do try to catch those, but occasionally we miss one, and this was one, unfortunately, that it got through without any money appropriated for. For the library, we are asking to anticipate a grant for the LSTA facility studies. This is in the amount of $11,560, and this is to cover cost of a study to kind of look at their facilities and determine what their needs are versus what they have.
What is LSTA?
Library Services and Technology Act, I believe.
Okay.
They have several grants that fall under that program. I think it's kind of, it's from the state, though. It's the Library Services and Technology Act.
Okay.
You have a budget amendment for wages. This is a pass-through, and this is for our HCCBG program, which is the Home and Community Care Block Grant for older adults. This funds the Meals on Wheels program of Wayne County. And so we do receive that money and then pass it on through to the wages program. For the library, they have another grant that they've received. It's called NC Cares Humanity Grant in the amount of $20,000. This will fund a part-time position, program supplies, and a digital platform where I think this helps with their historical records, and they can help digitize those records and preserve them in an electronic format. We have another one for the library. They do a great job of securing grants for a lot of their programs. This is a grant that's a yearly grant from the Partnership of Children for Wayne County. And its total is $68,397. And this is for the Raising a Reader program. We have another one for the library.
My next one for sure.
Oh, you're right. I'm sorry. I skipped over that one. Actually, I think I just lost it. There it is. For the sheriff's office, this is a budget amendment in the amount of $88,290. So this is actually just a cleanup of an accounting not error, but just cleanup of our accounting records. When we converted our software, we found where the concealed weapons expenditure that's due to the state was being paid out of the revenue line item. So, I mean, we were just reporting net revenues, but that's not typically how we report our revenues and expenditures. So what I'm requesting to do is separate that out so that our revenues are reported at gross and our expenditures are then reported against that fee. So that total for the year is $88,290.
May I ask though, that's new or renewals or?
It's not new when when someone comes in to receive a concealed weapons permit. I think they have to access the state records, and the state charges us a fee for that. That fee is kind of netted against the revenue, and so it's kind of like Register of Deeds. We owe a fee to the state for several of these types of programs.
But I guess my question is, so this is a fifth year renewal. Is this what would be? This is for every 5? This represents the fifth year, or does it?
I don't know that I can speak to that. I think this represents anyone that comes in and receives a concealed weapon permit, or I guess if they renew, and is that checked against the state too?
Yeah, what happens is, see, we charge $90 for CCW. 45 goes to our fund, 45 goes to SBI.
Okay.
So we get half and half. It's a $90 fee. So half of it goes to SBI, the other half comes to the county.
Captain Brogdon, I was really curious as to how active is this? How active is this request? That's what I was trying to determine.
It's on a
If there was
monthly fee, but what we do, see, it averages out because the first part of the year, we had like, we collected like $9,000 in January for 60Ws, and then 60W in renewals. And then as of last month, it went up to $27,000 in 1 month because of the increase in the volume of people doing CCW applications. So it comes into quite a bit during the year, but we only get, like I say, it's $90 per application, but we only get half of it.
Does that answer your
Thank you,
question,
ma'am.
Mr. Martin? Yeah, sure.
Okay, so really, what came in was twice this figure, but the state got,
Right.
State gets half of it.
okay, that's 2,000 permits.
And we'll budget for this appropriately in the next budget. It's just, we didn't catch this until we converted software, which was after the original budget was approved. So that's why you're seeing it this way.
Mr. Aycock, may I ask you, what was your, you gave some.
That would equal out to right at 2,000 permits.
Do you think that's new or renewals?
I don't know, I don't know that now.
$75 for renewals, that's half, either way, 75 renewal, 90 for a new permit, a new application.
Thank you.
Okay. Any other questions on that? Okay. So I think your next one is for the library, $75,000. This is also an LSTA project grant, and this is for the Dudley Connectivity Project. I think this has to do with, is it hotspots or broadband? I've emailed Donna for some additional information, but I just emailed her this morning, so she may not have had a chance to look at it, but it's totally grant funded. And if I get some more information from her, I'll forward it on to you all.
I'm sorry, did you say this is, we're talking about broadband hotspots, is that?
I think that's what it is.
I think it's at the new community center in Dudley that's being worked on with the United Way, and kind of that joint community center and providing that as a hotspot as well, so.
I hope I'm not, I hope I'm not missing something. Several days ago, I was watching TV as I do a lot, and they were talking about some county, some place was providing hotspots with mobile vehicles.
I think there's some buses, they do have some within the school system, some hot spots that are on buses that they're driving out to
Wayne County?
areas.
Wayne County?
I believe that Wayne County is a part of that program.
What do you think, Bill?
I think it's buses.
Well, I just, and it wasn't Wayne County that the report was on.
Right.
And I was curious,
Right.
because I wanted to ask that question today. What was the knowledge base of our group up here? And Bill, that's what I really want to
Sure,
know.
but I had sort of a similar question. I said, how effective is a hotspot on a bus going to be? You're only going to be on the bus for 30, 40 minutes.
Well,
Well, I think they're parking them out
parking the
in
buses.
different neighborhoods,
Right.
so, and it has fairly good reach on it, so that's what.
And that's what I was hoping, that we would get that kind of an answer.
But
That,
I can ask the school system
I just didn't know
between,
what they were doing. I didn't
yes,
know.
sir.
well, I hadn't heard about Wayne County before, and I was just curious, Mr. Manager.
As of yesterday, though, my understanding is that these hot spots, when this bus comes out, that they're not able to get, these kids aren't able to stay in their home and utilize their computers. They have to come, get in their car, in a lot of cases, and get close enough to it in order for it to work. It has presented a heck of a situation for working moms and parents. And I've gotten calls about it yesterday.
And once again, the reason we don't have it countywide is we don't have enough towers. Is that?
Towers and also infrastructure. I actually reached out to Open Broadband yesterday. They've not opened up the NC Great Grant yet, but they are keeping that on their radar to make sure that they do apply for it.
Didn't you tell us last time that the equipment that they had to put up was like 40 grand?
40 to 50
Yeah.
per tower.
Yeah.
And this $75,000 grant will put one tower in Dudley. It's gonna pay for one tower.
So how many, Chip, how many towers would it take? How many additional towers would it take to make sure every child in Wayne County,
Yeah.
you don't know, you can't tell?
I don't think we've done the school system have done an analysis of
And
it.
I'm not the
We
type to
haven't.
throw money at anything, but I just don't want us to go down the road omitting the necessity to have every child with the opportunity to online. Because if we say the child needs to be online versus being in the building and catching the bad virus, then we need to do whatever it takes to make sure that every child can reach the band. And I think everyone knows, I won't just throw money at something, but I think when we make choices, and whenever y'all make choices after January, I would want you to keep that in mind, because I can't, in my heart and soul, can't justify all the different kind of things that we spend money on, which are worthy, and leave that item behind. That's all for right now.
But I'll see what I can find about the buses this morning.
Okay.
Okay, and your last budget amendment is for the library. They've received another grant. It's a part of the CARES funding, but it's a separate pot of money, and it's $10,000 for what they're calling Project Click. And this is sort of an entrepreneurial program where they're teaching people like online marketplaces and how to do e-commerce and providing training and things like that. And that's all I have for you.
Okay, thank you, Alice.
Next, we have, under consent agenda, motion to approve Resolution 2020-30, resolution adopting the 35th Amendment to the Position Classification and Pay Plan for Wayne County, North Carolina. What you will see is with the closing of Waynette, we're removing some positions, and we're also just changing titles in a couple of different departments, but it is not any funding or creating new positions. It's just really changing titles.
Have we gotten any closer to actually declaring some of our equipment as surplus?
We are working on that diligent right now.
Good.
We have a list. We've also given that list out to departments to make sure it's something we can't use. There may be some opportunities with Gateway for some of the vans as well, but that will be a board decision if they need that or not. So we're trying to use them internally first, and then, but we're ready. But we've made the offer, as you suggested, to MedX and North State, so they're
Did they
fully
show
aware.
any interest?
Not really. They're kind of worn out.
Okay,
But we did follow up on that.
good.
Just an FYI, just if I could go back to number one, if we could take that off the agenda. We just got a text that Julio was in a minor accident this morning. Chip just checked on him. He's okay, a little shaken up, but he would like to request that we do that at our next meeting.
He was nervous about coming and making his presentation.
But he's doing well, but again, just a little shaken up. So we'll
Good to hear
take
that he's doing
we'll take that off the agenda.
Okay.
Then next, under new business, number one is a motion to accept tax collector settlement for calendar year 2019 and prior years. If the board is agreeable, we will have Alan do that presentation during the regular meeting. Again, this is an annual process that we do on current and back taxes. And then the same thing for number two. Motion to approve order directing the tax collector to collect the taxes charged in the tax records and receipts for calendar year 2020 and all prior years outstanding. So Alan will be here to give you an update of where we're at on our tax collections at that time.
And you notice, unfortunately, on your copy of the agenda form, it says on number 2, calendar year 2019. That was a typo. It should say 2020 on number 2. So when you make the motion, please, whoever makes that, please say 2020. And I apologize.
Then we have county manager's report, board of commissioners committee reports, closed session, and then adjournment.
Okay. Is there any changes or additions to the agenda by any of the board members?
Are we having a closed session?
Yes. I neglected to say at the start of our meeting this morning, Mr. Parker slipped in on me. Thank you for being here. If we thought maybe you might miss one, but you didn't. You're here. Good to see you with us. This time, we're going to have our pictures taken.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And then, depending upon our time,
We'll
because
just
we may
adjourn,
go into
yeah.
closed session
Right.
afterwards. Probably not.
Time we take a break, I'd say probably not.
Yeah.
Okay.
Probably not. So, okay.
Well, we'll just go down to the courtyard.
Okay. We'll take a break and go get our pictures made. Okay.
Put your mask back on.
Gentlemen, we're back from having our picture made. We're back into session. Yeah, Mr. Daughter, he's making us all laugh. Okay. We do have closed session today. Do I have a motion to go into closed session?
So moved.
Quickly. Yes. Yeah.
Discussing the business in Wayne County and to consult with your attorneys to preserve attorney-client privilege.
Okay, we have a motion on the floor. All in favor, raise your right hand, please. Okay. Motion carries. We are in closed session.